Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I have e-filed all my nails off. A lot of this is honestly like, I know that I said like this is a ring of fire, but like a lot of the unevenness on this is just different product. It's just different levels of product that I've had over the course of however long I've had my nails on. And I have really thin nails anyways, which is why I do, wear acrylics. These do have clear acrylic on them already. I did a very, very thin layer on each of them because I will be using my poor wiped off bottle of monomer. I feel bad. I will be using Suzie's acrylic starter kit to do, I want to do a French fade, and I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping to get this video out. I know that Suzie herself is planning on doing one, and I felt really bad because I knew that I wanted to try fading with her powders after I did the French manicure one. I felt really bad because I like beat her to uploading a tutorial using her products with the French manicure. So I'm definitely gonna like look out for her video to be posted. I'm not gonna post until after. I don't know, I felt so bad that I did that, but I really wanted to get the review part out there and to show people how it worked, because I'm really loving this product, and it held up on my nails really well. Now, given I only had those nails on for like a week and a half, but I literally slammed one of them in my refrigerator door. Did not crack, did not lift. It hurt, but it was actually this one. It hurt, but it stayed, and yeah, so I did 2 coats of Exclusive Nail Couture Prep on my nails. I've kind of figured out lately that I've been experimenting, and if I do two coats of prep, I don't get near as much lifting as I normally do, so I am just aware of that. And 1 coat of primer from Exclusive Nail Couture, and then I did my thin clear base with Crystal Clear from Exclusive Nail Couture, and I used their monomer. So I was really toying with the idea of making this a non-dominant hand tutorial, but I don't know, maybe next time. I don't know. It's kind of late, and like, I don't know, I just don't feel like struggling right now. So I am going to form my nails. They're going to be longer than they were last time. I'm going back to my coffin shape because my hands literally look like stubby little man hands if I don't have nails on. Like, it's crazy how short my fingers look when I don't have like coffin nails on, and square even like does a little bit for me, but not too much. So if you'd like to see me attempt a French fade, baby boomer, pink and white ombre, whatever you care to call it, natural, with Suzie's acrylic starter kit, then just keep watching. All right, so I'm going to use the nail forms from Exclusive Nail Couture. This is their old design. I've had these, I can't even remember the last time I bought nail forms, honestly. Like, it's been at least 1.5 years easily, and I've formed my nails a lot. Not a whole lot, but like enough. That's why I bounce back and forth between tips. I'm going to be using my number 8 acrylic Suzie brush, and I'm going to get me some monomer here. Remember, tip, just hover your brush above your dapping dish and put the bottle on it like that and pour it in. That way you don't spill and waste anything. It was really funny. My high school drama director was selling songbooks that her mom had like come up with songs about grammar and stuff, like to help her students learn grammar. Her mom's an English teacher. She has passed, but my old drama director was selling like little grammar books, and I bought one from her, and I was talking to her while she was on her porch. Don't worry, I was 6 feet away. And I told her, and my old drama director had she had a problem with really strong smells, so like going to the nail salon was always kind of was kind of difficult for her because she was very sensitive to strong smells like perfumes and any really, really strong odor like cologne or anything kind of like that. So I told her that this would be like the perfect product for her. So as you can see, my form is pretty dead straight. Might be a little bit crooked up here, but that's not going to matter because I'm going to pinch it off. I'm really not going to go super long. I'm going to go to maybe a 2.5. So what I'm going to do first is, and I like to form as I go when I'm working on myself because I'm kind of maneuvering my hands a lot. I will form when I'm doing somebody else's nails. I'll form just one, like one hand at a time, and then go from there. But is this clear? Probably not. Nope, that's soft white. Just kidding. But I bang into things too much. Like I just banged into my little recording thing, so. Okay. I haven't opened this yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to build a clear base with my nail just in case I want to file back down to that clear base at some point. This stuff is great. Like I literally cannot smell it at all. So I'm just kind of gonna wipe out the other monomer that I had in my brush. So I'm gonna get the bubbles out just to be sure. And remember, with this one, you gotta work pretty dry. And then I'm gonna hold it into the powder. This product does have a learning curve, but once you get that learning curve, like, it's really nice to work with, and it's great to work on yourself. Okay. So first what I do is, this is gonna have air bubbles, but that's okay. It's just a base. I'm gonna brush it back. And these powders do fade back pretty nicely. So I'm gonna brush it back. And I'm just going to kind of maintain it on the sides. I'm gonna make sure that it's all the way like up to the side and that I'm not missing a chunk. Oh, brush hair, get out, get out. Gotta clean my brush out a little bit. Get that back here. Goodness, I hope I'm in shot. Yep. Alright, so I'm pretty much just gonna sculpt the clear base on this one, and then I'm going to speed it up so that you don't have to kind of listen to me mutter to myself, because I'm sure y'all love that. This is the first time that I've ever done a video that I have formed myself. Oh, these are so long compared to the nails I just had. That's so weird. It's so funny how that happens. So I'm also going to go in with another bead, a really small one, but I'm gonna put it like one right here and one right here because I really want that stress area to be reinforced. I don't want that stress area, I don't want to have to worry about it at all. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of clear there. Yeah, so like you want a straight line coming out from that nail, like from your nail plate, like right like that. you don't want a little chunk missing. Because if you're gonna get a stress crack, I mentioned before, that's exactly where you're gonna get it if you don't have the right amount of product, is you're gonna end up getting that stress crack right there. Sometimes it's hard to tell with clear, so like, that's why usually for beginners, I don't suggest like starting with clear acrylic, like just working with it, because I feel like it's really hard to see. And when you're beginning, when you're just kind of, this is really hard to do. When you're just beginning, learning to do nails, you're almost setting yourself up for failure if you can't see where things are. So that's why I think it's really important to. So I'm just making sure everything's really blended. So you can see that, like, honestly, I've got a decent apex, like, back here, but it is too high back here because I already had product back here. So I'm gonna file this once it cures up. I'm at least gonna file the back, but like then the tacky layer will be on here, so I'll probably just have to file all of it. Yeah, just to shape it. I like my tips to be shaped and stuff, so. All right, let's form the rest of these and I'll speed through it and I'll be back. All right, so I am back. I have both hands sculpted and shaped. That took me so long to do, and it really had nothing to do with how slow the product sets. It was completely my own fault. You know, when I do nails, I like to just kind of like kick back, and it's really a time for me to relax. A lot of the times when I'm doing full sets, I do them while my boyfriend is at work. He works a night shift, 7 to 7, so normally I do them in the evening or at night when he's at work. And I'm just kind of watching a movie and distracted. I snapped 2 of these off already. So I snapped this one, had to reform it, and I snapped this one, had to reform it. It's a pain, but you know, that's okay. So, as you can see, they're all pretty flat. So I am now going to go in with Suzie Soft White. And I could see why people were concerned about them, like the clear even yellowing, but like, we all need to remember that, you know, Suzie herself and pretty much anybody who's ever worked with an odorless acrylic they'll tell you that you have to give something up for it to be odorless. You know, you can't have it be like as clear as, you know, one that smells, because the chemical composition is just different. So we just need to keep that in mind. I also wanted to just like mention how much I love the packaging. Like, this is glass, and I think that's so nice. Like, it feels so sturdy, and that's really quality packaging, especially for the price of the kit. So I'm gonna go in with Soft White. And what we're gonna do with Soft White is we are going to create a fade. So the nice thing about this product is because it's set slow, you can kind of have time to work the white, I would imagine, down the nail. You have to work with white really, really dry. And then you can still fade it. So I'm just gonna grab a bead of white. Remember, white is worked with really dry, really dry. I'm even gonna bleed the liquid out. Okay, I'm going to put it on here. So this is the way that I feel most comfortable doing fades, is I like to do them this way on myself and kind of get it situated and then brush it back. If that is not your preferred method, there's nothing wrong with that. You just want to have good control of the product, that's all. Because white can be really finicky. I don't really like working with white, but like sometimes you just have to, and you know, you kind of get over it. But just wipe your brush a lot. And so now I'm gonna fade it back. that fades pretty nicely, actually. Oops. I'm gonna make sure that the corner is covered. Sides are covered. Make sure. I like my fades to be faded down quite a bit, like further down the nail. That's just my preference. I think it's easier to fade it further down, and then if the line is not super, like if you can't get the really blended, like faded line, then you don't have to worry about it as much because your concentration of pink is going to be down there. So, but I'm also remembering to kind of keep this thin. Get those fuzzies out of there. Just because, you know, I will be capping this in clear because I don't want to file away the design that I create with the fade itself. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, it's really important with fades to it's going to be much easier to fade if you let the white dry first. So, especially when you fade creams into creams. So I'm just going to add a little bit more white there just to get that opacity. So what I'm going to end up doing, I think that this is a really white. I don't know, like I think it's pretty stark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to do the white on all of the nails, and I'm going to let this set up. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about, and like I haven't clear capped anything with these powders, and I'm not sure if it would affect it at all because it's a different powder, like going over top of it. Like I don't know if this is going to yellow, and because I have to file away that dispersion layer, like for it to not be as off-white. I don't know if I'll just end up encapsulating that into the design. I might do just this finger and see. So I'm a little leery because I don't really want to make a mistake and then do all the nails and then have to file it all off. So I feel like that would waste more time than this would. So what I'm gonna do, I changed my mind. I am going to wait for this to cure. We are going to do this finger completely together. Start to finish, just this finger. And then I can kind of see if my theory is right. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is cured pretty well. I don't know, like it doesn't look yellowed or discolored to me. I think I kind of, I don't know, dispelled that in my last video featuring this product anyways, that I didn't really have any trouble with yellowing because because I was very cautious of my liquid to powder ratio. So I'm just gonna go in with the pink because it looks pretty good to me. And so when you're doing a French fade, you want to make sure that the pink is blended nicely. I'm interested to see how this pink blends. I'm really interested to see. Okay. Like I know that it blends well into itself, but I don't know how it blends like into a white. Such a pretty color. I really like this because I can take my time around the cuticle. So this doesn't just have to be for beginners. But it is really nice that it's odorless. I like having options. I think that that's probably one of my biggest, like when I order from a company, I like having a system that has options. And from what I understand, Suzie is going to really make sure that this has, oh my gosh, that fades beautifully. Whoa. I didn't even get to finish my sentence. Wow. That fades so nicely. I'm shook. Suzie, good job, girl. Man, this is nice to fade with. This is beautiful. So, like, that just makes me, oh, I totally did not pause that movie. You can hear Fran Drescher in the background. I'm so surprised. Like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm so pleased. Like, I wish that this was out when I had started to do nails. That would have been great, because then, like, I really struggled for a long time. I think this would have maybe taken some of my struggle out of, you know, learning. Whoa. I like my fade to go a little bit higher on the nail. That's the only reason that I'm adding any more product, because honestly, that fade was absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just gonna blend this back. I'm still kind of keeping in mind that I want it to be, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Suzie. What? This, effortless. Effortless. Baby boomer, effortless fade right there. Oh, that is gorgeous. Like, I really don't think, I think because, like, there, that I moved it into, like, not directly under the light. Like, look at that. That's so pretty. I'm gonna add a tiny, tiny bead of pink at the back, just to get the opacity of that color by the cuticle area. Like, a tiny, tiny bead. Before, I was amazed with how this product, how easily it fades. I was saying that I really like lines that have a lot of versatility with how you can use them. So, like, I know that Suzie wants to come out with, like, a faster setting monomer to kind of, you know, for when people are ready to move on. And, like, I don't know if Suzie will ever watch this video. She watched my last one. I about fell over. Like, she had to have watched at least some of it to comment on the points that I was making. I about fell over when I saw she commented on my video. I like, almost lost my mind. Like, good job on you, Suzie. Like, coming from another, like, well, I mean, I'm going to be an elementary school teacher, so it's not quite the same as, you know, nails, but scaffolding is essential when you're teaching anybody to do anything. And that scaffolding is exactly what it sounds like. It's, you know, starting out at a very low level and then building up to the next level, you know, carefully. And that's what Suzie's done. So, teacher to teacher, geez, Suzie, good on you. I'm so incredibly impressed. And this isn't just because I admire her. I think a lot of people figured that I was a little bit maybe biased in my review, because I do really like Suzie a lot, but that doesn't really make a difference with how much I love the product. Like, if it wasn't a good product, I would just be really disappointed, and I would show that. Like, I'm showing you how the product works, so it's not like I can hide how it works for me, I should say. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and do the rest of these. So now that I'm seeing this, I think because I dragged the pink over it, it is looking more of like an off-white. But with fades, I don't think that's all bad, because I don't really like French fades that have like a super, super stark white, because first of all, it's hard to blend. Second of all, it's just aesthetically, I think it looks less natural the more white it is. So maybe if you really like it to be super, super white, then I would maybe recommend like filing around, like filing up here towards the top of the nail or bottom of the nail, or however you like to describe it, to really get that whiter white. But I think that this is perfect for fading, honestly. So I'm gonna finish up the rest of these nails, and I'll meet you back for a clear cap. Okay, so now I have all of my fade parts done, so the pink into the white, and I'm going to take Suzie's clear cap, and I'm going to cap these nails. So as you can see, I've built the pink up pretty well around the cuticle on pretty much every nail, so really I'm only going to be capping like maybe 2/3 of the nail. There's no sense capping at all. Then it's just gonna be a big old mess when you file it, because it's going to be really thick around the cuticle. We don't want that. So I really don't want bubbles in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all the bubbles out of my brush, and I'm just kind of going to like squish it in the monomer. Like I'm going to squish it on the bottom of the dish. I'm going to grab a bead. I'm gonna make sure it looks good. That looks like a good size. And I'm going to put it on the nail. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of maneuver it back and then blend it backwards like that. And then I'm gonna make sure all the sides are covered. Then I'm gonna pat and pull the rest of it down the nail. So, just making sure everything looks good. Oops. Yeah, so I would honestly, like, I know I gave a pretty in-depth review on this product once before, but I would definitely recommend this to any beginner, really anybody. If you want a nice nice nail kit, like, go for this one. The colors are gorgeous. So you can kind of see my nails, it's looking good right here, but it's kind of lacking the arch like right there. So I'm just gonna add another little bead right there to kind of get my arch. Now I can kind of tell that this clear isn't as clear as I'm quite used to. I'm not gonna hold that against the product though. This is the first time that I'm working with the clear. I'm not gonna hold that against the product because that's just what you're gonna get with any odorless monomer. It just kind of comes with the territory. And, you know, odorless monomer has like, it has a learning curve. You're not just like acrylic nails. I think that's probably the biggest piece of advice I would give people. Just, nails don't happen overnight. So that arch looks still, I don't know, I feel like it's still a little flat. Nails don't happen overnight. And if you think if you get really good at like one technique when you do nails and then you try to apply it to everything, it's just not gonna work. That's not how nails work, and that's not really how life works. Like, you know, I drive a really small car and my boyfriend drives like a Ford Escape, so like an SUV. I drive like a little car, like a sedan. So would I drive his car the same way that I drive my car? No, because they're two different kinds of cars. Not only are they two different brands, they're just two different models, like makes pretty much. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna clear cap all of these and then I'm gonna come back and I'll probably have them all filed because I hate filing. I'm thinking I'm gonna hand file them this time just to see how this hand files like completely. So if you want to see me clear cap the rest, just keep watching. Alright, so my nails are filed, shaped, and buffed. And I'm going to go in with top coat, so I'm going to use Shine E Gel today from Exclusive Nail Couture. Got my Darling lamp all ready to go. And I'm going to do some rhinestones on my middle fingers. Yeah, I'm going to use Gummy Jelly and Shiny. Now, Shiny is cool because you can use any sort of gel from Exclusive Nail Couture with it. So if you want like a matte look, you could do you could use it with the matte gel, the velvet matte top coat. You can use it with Wonder Gel if you want more strength or like it to be stain resistant. And then you can of course use it with Shiny. So I'm trying to just kind of like plan out what sort of a design I want to do. I don't know. I was at first thinking a necklace kind of design. Like I'd like to have this like fall, like I like the teardrop kind of shapes. So I think I do want to do something with these like teardrop shape rhinestones, but I don't quite know what yet I want to do with it because my nails are pretty small, so I can't necessarily do like a whole lot, but I do like those. So I got these on Amazon. They're really, really pretty and they're really shiny. I was thinking about doing it on this one, but I think I might do it on the middle finger. And the reason why is just because like it's in the middle. And I think that that looks really good. So, we'll just see what I do. So, I'll speed through it and you can watch me apply my gems. Okay, so I am all done with my little rhinestone design. I think that is super, super pretty. It almost looks like a piece of jewelry. I don't even know. Yeah, I love that. So I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds under the light. And the reason I'm doing 30 seconds is just because I want it to stop moving. The only bad thing about gummy jelly is that, like, since it's, it kind of mixes with the shiny and it gets a little bit thinner than it normally would be, and it kind of runs because the shiny is thinner. So you just kind of have to deal with it, and you know, that's why I'm really excited to get the flashy lamp, because I think that that'll be a real asset when I am doing that. All right, so I'm going to top coat the rest of the nails. We want to make sure that we're keeping this top coat thin. It is a thinner top coat because if we don't keep it nice and thin yet even, it's gonna get like really bulky in places and it's gonna chip. But I really hate it when like little pieces of dust get into my top coat, so just making sure that that's not the case. Get the edge. Really take your time with the top coat, because that's what's really gonna seal everything and just make everything come alive. So don't just like heap it on. Kind of just finesse it into the nail. And I mean, I'm a firm believer in, like, if you really want good results, then you're not gonna rush doing nails. Or rush learning them either. So while I'm finishing putting this top coat on, I thought I would just share my final thoughts about this nail look and about how the product works for this design. I personally think that this is the easiest fade I've ever done, and I've done a lot of fades in the past couple of years trying to really perfect my technique, but this is easily the most simple fade that I've done that hasn't been a glitter pink. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend this to any, nail tech or any DIYer, especially a beginner, to try a French fade with. So I really hope that you guys liked this video. As you can see, the white is not quite as white, but it might look yellow for, a certain lighting, but, I'm really happy with the way these turned out. So please remember to like this video, comment down below what you would like to see, or just what you think of these nails. And please subscribe to my channel. I love all of you guys so, so much. You're all so very kind. And thank you for watching today. See you in the next one. Bye.